So this video is being made for me to commemorate the extremely important milestone of 40 million runecrafting XP coming up in just one more run. The reason that this is significant for me is I'm a non-alt user. I have morals in how I decide to play this game, which means that from now on I'm going to be flipping things on the Grand Exchange to make my GP, instead of actually runecrafting and putting in effort to do things. Haha, good jokes. I'm not going to flip. Flipping is extremely wrong. I do not agree with flipping at all. I think it's a degenerative and disgusting thing to do. You're basically taking advantage of other people rather than just doing things yourself, and I don't like it. So I refuse to do that. Instead, I guess I'm just going to have to runecraft. At this stage, my goal is unknown. I'm in a bit of a weird place with RuneScape at the moment. I don't really know what I want to do. I've still got the eventual goal of 200 mil magic. Ooh, that's a nice look. I'll take a picture of that. I've still got the eventual goal of 200 mil magic, and along the way I'll get 200 mil strength, agility, and fishing off one fish. A classic old meme that I've been spouting for over a year now, maybe two. I forget these things, but it's kind of weird because how I decide to do those skills is going to change what I do afterwards. Because right now I would not be able to start slaying. I've got a few hundred mil in money and GP, whatever, that I can use to buy things. I could, if I just completely ignored farming, which I'm not going to. I'm like a month off banking 200 mil farming, but if I were to just ignore that and use the money to buy Slayer gear and supplies, I think I'd be able to buy all of my gear and another couple hundred mil worth of supplies, which if I were to then proceed to just sell things along the way would be able to afford me the old 200 mil strength XP. But I don't know. I also don't really know how I want to do Slayer, which is kind of awkward as well, because I've been crunching the numbers with my handy spreadsheet lately, and I know that I should do Big Dog, should do Cerberus for Slayer because it is ridiculously macro efficient in the long run. But there's two problems with that. One is I don't really want to do Cerberus. It just doesn't seem very fun at all. And actually, no, there's three. Two, I don't really want the money for anything. I have no desire whatsoever still to do any of the crappy Bibles, do any of the crafting, the herb laws, the cooking, the prayer, the construction, the smithing. Actually, I don't know about smithing because I've never really done rune items. I'm not actually even sure if they're the efficient thing right now. I don't remember, check that, because I know that for non-alt users, smithing generally flip-flops around between either doing blast furnace rune or doing, let's move this over, doing yeah, look at that. Blast Furnace Rune is currently beating rune items right now. I do not want to do Blast Furnace Rune, but generally rune items is better. Check. So, smithing. So, Blast Furnace Rune, 100k, make that much money. Oh, it's significantly worse. So, basically, this is the no alts VHP spreadsheet. It's broken and messed up and not very good right now because I keep using up all of my URL fetch requests from Google, somehow. I'm pretty sure someone's just sitting there refreshing this web page. Yes, if I had a smith for that long, I'd earn that much GP, and then in the spare time I saved runecrafting, I'd earn that much and end up with 1.72 mil and 100k runecrafting XP, 100k smithing XP. Blast Furnace Gold is terrible. It's never good on non-alt users. Yeah, that's just pretty much how the system here works for selecting the best method, apart from a couple of other examples, like this is deciding between Blast Mine and Granite because it changes how much fire making XP you get. It's just plain minus the XP from woodcutting, but then if you do Blast Mining you get a bunch of fire making XP as well, so that needs to be taken into account there. But yeah, I don't know if I'd really want to do smithing. It doesn't seem like the most enjoyable thing in the world. Shit, I got lost there for a sec. Oh, the third reason is if I were to kill Cerberus on the way to turn to my strength, I'd be using up all of my strength XP. And since the efficient weapon that you should use to kill the dog is the bludgeon, it means that if I wanted to do any Slayer afterwards and do it non-alt macro efficiently, I couldn't, which is kind of shitty. So I don't know, at this stage I'm leaning towards not doing it. I think numbers worked out that if I did do it, I would gain about a bill more GP and have a bit less Slayer XP. I'll have a look at that in a sec. But yeah, Slayer's going to be interesting because I don't know when I'm going to start it, is the other part there. Because, well, so I want to bank farming, which is another month or whatever. Then I need about 300 million supplies and gear setup. Then I'd want at least half of the supplies, which would be about 500 mil in prayer potions and cannonballs mostly. So it would take me another few months, so that would put me at 600, another 4 or 5 months pretty much until the end of the year basically. If I were to keep making runes until the end of the year for the next 6 months, whatever, I'd get to around 60 to, oh, what am I talking about? 6 times, yeah, I'd get to about 75 mil rune crafting by the end of the year, which would be nice. But the other option is to keep going until the start of April next year. So basically, do a full year of rune crafting, do about 75 mil in a year probably, because I do around 6 mil a month, maybe a bit over. And I think that would just be quite nice. Sorry about that, I got a call from my lovely mummy. She's bringing me lunch home. Yeah, a full year of rune crafting, 75 mil would be nice just to have sitting around, but at the same time, that's another 9 months of rune crafting. And if I then taken fishing into account, it would have worked out. What the fuck aren't I doing? I'm lagging. It's lovely. It would have worked out that I did around 20 months straight of just 2 skills, and that's kind of terrifying. Christ, I'm really lagging. I mean, I know I really like doing the same skills for extended periods, but this is great. 20 months. It's a lot of time to. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, the plan for now is to keep making runes even though I've passed the 40 mil limit for EHP, and I'm going to be getting like 20 efficient hours a week, which is kind of frustrating, honestly, because as much as I like to say to myself, yeah, no, I don't really care about all that kind of stuff, I play for myself, there is still a decent part of me that wants to get higher ranks, or wants to at least maintain my rank. And because a bunch of people decide to play in a way that I find absolutely positively reprehensible and just disgusting, I end up suffering the consequences of not being able to get what I feel I'm due. I don't get everything that I should out of all the work I put in. Of course, I'm talking about using alternate accounts to make money, which I absolutely despise from just a personal level. I sometimes say like, oh no, I just don't do it because I'm lazy, but honestly, I cannot stand the idea of it. It takes out the single major limiting factor in efficient play, which is time, the most important resource in the game. Instead of having to do things like I showed earlier, that no alt CHP thing, you're actually having to put thought into which skill you're doing and how you're making your money and how much money you need, ending up changing how you play, like that sheet. Depending on which methods are efficient at any given point in time, it changes how much rune crafting is done through the abyss natures and how much is done through lavas. That's just completely thrown out if you use Note, because you just do the method that gives you the most XP. You don't actually have to put any effort or any thought into it, and I just fucking hate that. It's gross, and it shouldn't be how the game is played, but whatever. I've nothing against the people who do it, just the fact that they do it. But yeah, I'm going to be dropping down the HP ranks more than likely over the next little while, unfortunately. I think I actually thought about because if I were to stop runecrafting right now, go do some of the old skitties on the Arty-Roos for a couple of weeks, I could probably get rank 10 EHP within 2 weeks. I mean, it's a definite thought for me personally, because I've never had that before, and I mean, it would be kind of cool. You know, rank 10 EHP is a nice little thing for someone who's never made money unfairly. But nah, just gonna keep runecrafting, keep lagging. I'm liking this hat that I've chosen lately. It's the easy hat for some task at Kandarin. Easy hat, it's quite nice, very attractive. And I guess it's a good time to end the video actually. Alright, I hope you have a good time playing RuneScape today. This is Gigbino out.